Looks like Drake is not happy at all right now because it is very clear that he did not want ASAP Rocky to walk free. Rocky just won his case and will not be going to jail, but instead of moving on, Drake is sounding very upset. It almost feels like he really wanted Rocky to go to jail. Everyone knows Drake has had problems with both Rocky and Rihanna, but this seems to be even bigger. Now, he is even saying that Jay-Z might have helped Rocky get out of the situation. Drake is really upset about this, and some people think it is because Jay-Z might have helped Rocky as a favor to Rihanna since she is signed to Roc Nation. This is not the first time people have said that Jay-Z used his power to help his artists in legal cases. Now, Drake is taking this very hard, and to be honest, it is not surprising at all. Everybody knows Drake has been crazy about Rihanna for years. He has always shown how much he likes her, and if there is one thing that is clear, it is that he never really moved on after she left him. The funny part about all of this is, Drake was the one who made the mistake by cheating, but for a long time, it looked like he was living in a world where Rihanna was the center of everything, and he was just following her. His love for her was never hidden because, for a while, it became a big part of who he was. Fans thought he had finally gotten out of the friend zone, but then reality hit him, and it hit him hard. The big moment that changed everything happened during what should have been one of the best times in his career. He had the special chance to give Rihanna a very important award, but Drake had the special chance to give Rihanna the Video Vanguard Award, but instead of keeping it professional, he used the moment to share his feelings with the whole world. He started talking about how he had loved her since he was 22, making it very clear that his feelings never went away. But that was not all. After pouring his heart out, he leaned in, hoping for a sweet and romantic kiss, just like a scene from a movie. But Rihanna was not interested at all. With one quick move, she smoothly dodged him, creating one of the most unforgettable rejections ever. That moment became one of the most unforgettable and awkward moments in award show history. The secondhand embarrassment was very real. But believe it or not, that famous VMA rejection was not the end of Drake and Rihanna's story. In fact, it was actually the start of a short romance. Surprisingly, not long after that awkward moment, they started dating. And if we are being honest, they looked very cute together. But unlike some of Drake's other famous relationships, this one was mostly kept private. They did not show their love all over social media or appear together at every big event. Since they kept their relationship so private, people became even more curious. But when it ended, there were not many clear details, just a lot of rumors and guesses. However, one thing was very clear. Drake was the one who made the mistake, and it was not a small one. Rihanna did not just confirm that they broke up, she also made it very clear that they were not even friends anymore. And if there is one thing everyone knows about Rihanna, it is that when she decides she is done, there is no going back. Second chances do not come with takebacks, only lingering thoughts of what if. In an interview, she said, "We do not have a friendship now, but we are not enemies either." According to a report from Vogue, when the artist's name was mentioned, she looked uncomfortable and her face showed a cold, distant look. She simply said, "It is what it is." Drake, who had kept quiet at first, later spoke out about the situation in his album Certified Lover Boy. On the track F*King Fans, he rapped, "You said I was messing up when I was out here with these fans, and it made you look crazy." Everything quickly started to make sense, and people noticed right away. Drake was basically admitting that he made a huge mistake by cheating on Rihanna. The reaction was fast and intense, with social media having a blast calling him out. People were angry. After spending years publicly chasing Rihanna, declaring his love for her, and acting like she was the one playing hard to get, he ruined it all. The hypocrisy was just too much for people to ignore. How could he spend all that time begging for a chance, only to mess everything up in the end? After all the time he spent chasing Rihanna, it seemed unbelievable that he would cheat when he finally had the chance. But just because he made that mistake did not mean he was going to stay quiet about it. Instead, he kept throwing shade at her through his music. In the song, Faye Heights, he rapped, "Why do they make it sound like I am still hung up on you? That could never be, girl. You cannot control me. It is better him than me." "That is not me, I am different." He even called himself anti and said he was done with her. It seemed like he was also taking shots at A$AP Rocky, maybe saying he was too blinded by love to see what was really happening. Drake made some comments about Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, saying things like, "Okay, I am like the auntie in the family picture," and even joked that A$AP cannot leave her, mentioning how they go on vacation to Antigua. It seems clear that Drake does not exactly like Rihanna or her partner. Now that A$AP Rocky is caught up in his own legal issues, fans are starting to wonder if Drake might secretly enjoy watching the drama from the sidelines. For context, Rocky's legal problems have just added more tension to the situation. The whole situation with A$AP Rocky's legal troubles goes back to a wild incident in November 2021 that got out of control really fast. It happened between him and A$AP Rocky, who used to be close with the A$AP mob crew. A lot of people thought Rocky would definitely be found guilty, but in the end, the jury said he was not guilty. When the verdict came, he jumped up and told Rihanna to move out of the way. It looked like he was so happy that he might have been ready to make baby number 3 right then and there on the bench.
Court, County of Los Angeles. People of the State of California versus Joaquin Mayers. Case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of
So, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are out here living their best lives, and it seems like they are not going back and forth with Drake at all. This seems to be getting under Drake's skin. There are rumors going around that he blames Jay-Z for helping Rocky, saying that Jay-Z might have used his connections to help get him out of trouble, doing it as a favor to someone still linked to Roc Nation. Drake and Jay-Z have had some quiet tension for a while, and some people are even saying that Jay-Z has been the one making things happen behind the scenes. Some people think that Kendrick's issues with Drake are a way to get back at him. But if you are wondering why Jay-Z and Drake do not get along, let's go back to the early 2000s for some background. When Drake released his So Far Gone mixtape, Jay-Z actually gave him a big boost by featuring him on a song from the Blueprint 3. Drake only sang the hook, but for someone just starting out, getting that kind of recognition from Jay-Z was a huge deal. That good energy lasted for a long time. The next year, Jay-Z returned the favor by joining Drake on the song Light Up from his first album, Thank Me Later. Now, here's where things started to get interesting. While it took Jay-Z 3 albums to really become a rap legend, Drake came in with a lot of confidence, acting like he already owned the throne. And let us just say, that kind of energy did not sit well with Jay. Things really started to heat up in 2011 when Jay-Z and Kanye West released Watch the Throne, the same year Drake dropped Take Care. Drake did not hold back and threw some shots of his own. Drake took his first shot at DJ Khaled in the song, I'm on One, saying, I'm just feeling like the throne is for the taking, watch me take it. Then, Birdman decided to stir things up by backing Drake. In an interview with Tropical TV, he boldly said that Lil Wayne was way better than Jay-Z as a rapper. He explained, I do not think Jay-Z is the #1 MC in any way. Birdman went on to say that Lil Wayne is the best because he does the most and makes the most money. He even added, I do not think any man in the business makes more money than us. Birdman boldly said, how can you be the best if you do not make the most money and you do not do the most with your lyrics? Come on, man. Be for real. Nobody can mess with Wayne. He also added, if you're #1 and you are not making money, it does not mean anything. By 2012, things were definitely heating up, and Jay-Z was not going to let Birdman's comments go unnoticed. In the lead single for Watch the Throne, Jay responded with a sharp line, really? Half a billy? You got baby money, keep it real. They do not have my lady money. That line was a clear shot at Birdman, calling his wealth baby money. Lil Wayne did not wait long to respond. He turned Jay-Z's diss into a serious threat, rapping, talking about my baby money? I got your baby money. Kidnap your girl, Get that how much you love your lady money. Things got really intense very quickly. And of course, Drake could not stay quiet. He jumped in with his own sharp comment on the same track, saying, "Please forgive my brother. He is just angry at you, who does not have your heart. Your rap is too soft." Drake was basically calling out Jay-Z for getting too comfortable in the game, saying that Jay-Z was too relaxed. But things started to change by 2014. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Drake admitted that Watch the Throne actually pushed him to be more creative. Not only did he praise the album, but he also said it inspired one of his biggest hits, Started from the Bottom. After that, things seemed to calm down, at least on the outside. By 2013, Drake and Jay-Z were on better terms again professionally, and they even. Drake and Jay-Z finally worked together on the song Pound Cake and Paris Morton Music 2, which ended up on Drake's album Nothing Was the Same. Here's the twist. Jay-Z originally planned to keep the track for himself and put it on his album Magna Carta Holy Grail, which also came out that year. However, in a surprising act of generosity, Jay-Z decided to let Drake have it instead. For a brief moment, it looked like the tension between them had calmed down. But Drake? He could not help himself. Just a few months after Nothing Was the Same was released, he stirred things up again by throwing some shade. In a Rolling Stone interview, Drake took a shot at Jay-Z for often mentioning art in his songs. He said, "It is like Jay cannot drop bars these days without at least 4 art references. I enjoy collecting art, but the whole rap art world thing is starting to feel kind of corny." Jay-Z, however, was not going to let Drake's comment go without a response. Just a month after Drake's interview came out, Jay hit back on the We Made It remix by saying, "Sorry Mr. Drizzy for so." Jay-Z came back with a line about how he is really buying art, while some rappers just talk about guns they have never used and other things they do not actually have. It did not take long for Drake to respond. Just a week later, he fired back in his song Draft Day, saying, "I am focused on making records and getting bigger. Just hits, no misses, that is for the married people." It is clear that these two do not like each other, and when you add in Drake's issues with Rihanna and Rocky, it seems like things are even more complicated. Drake seems to be saying that Jay-Z may have used his influence to help get Rocky off. This is not the first time Jay-Z has been accused of using his power for his artists. For example, there have been rumors that Jay-Z was involved in the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion case. This is a sensitive topic, but Tory's father, who had spoken out a lot during the trial, quickly shared his thoughts after the verdict. Outside the courthouse, he gave a passionate speech, accusing Jay-Z and Roc Nation of using their power and connections to control the legal process. He did not stop there. He went on to say that Jay-Z played a direct role in Tory's conviction, even suggesting that Jay-Z helped make sure Tory was found guilty.
I just stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Roc Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it. The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Tah and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before.
They met with our witness, and then the man came back.
Tory's father did not stop there. He took his accusations even further, claiming that Jay-Z had possibly paid off an independent witness named Sean Kelly. According to him, Kelly's behavior changed completely after meeting people from Roc Nation. At first, Kelly's testimony seemed to support Tory's side of the story, but after those meetings, Kelly's stance apparently changed. Tory's father strongly suggested that Kelly might have been influenced or even paid to change his story. This bold accusation added more fuel to the growing belief that Jay-Z and Roc Nation had secretly influenced the case. With the situation already tense, Tory's camp started to push the idea that there was much more going on behind the scenes than people realized, making everything even more dramatic.
The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Taw and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before. They met on
They
Saturday.
met with our
Saturday
witness.
night.
To make things even more complicated, Tory's team found an old video where he said that someone from Roc Nation had threatened him. Tory claimed that he was told to stay quiet and not talk about the case. This new information made the already wild conspiracy even bigger. If what Tory said is true, it would not only mean that Jay-Z might have been pulling strings behind the scenes, but it would also suggest that intimidation tactics were being used to control the story.
I get a call from Roc Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement.
Jay-Z has also been accused of stopping Nicki Minaj's documentary from being released because it might have exposed Meek Mill for being violent with her when they were dating. At the time, Meek was signed to Roc Nation. There have been rumors that Roc Nation stepped in to make sure Nicki stayed quiet to protect Meek. The story goes that Nicki wanted to talk about it in her documentary, but Roc Nation supposedly stopped the whole thing from happening. Nicki Minaj often talks about her childhood and how, as a little girl, she would stand in front of her mother to protect her. She promised herself that no man would ever treat her badly or call her names. She says that is why some people might see her as tough or blunt. She made that promise at a young age, but later in life, she ended up in situations that were just like what she promised herself would never happen. Now, Drake is reportedly pushing a new idea, and while it might sound strange, there's something interesting about it. According to one of the jurors in the case, the jurors in the case thought that Rocky was guilty, but for some reason, they still voted not guilty. During the trial, the prosecution argued that Rocky fired at Rihanna during the incident in November 2021. Rocky's defense said the gun was just a prop used for security. However, one juror admitted that the jury did not believe that defense. She said most of them thought it was a real gun based on the way people acted in the videos and the testimony they heard. Sadly, the case ended in a way that many did not expect. A lot of the witnesses' stories were not trusted, and the fact that the gun was never found made the case even weaker. One juror said that they did not believe the claim that the gun was a prop. It seems strange how the gun just disappeared, and since it was not shown as evidence, some of the stories seemed untrue or unclear. Now, Drake is saying that Jay-Z might be behind it all. He thinks there might have been some behind-the-scenes actions during the trial, which is why Rocky got off without being guilty. What do you think? Is Drake telling the truth, or is he just upset? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and then check out the next video.